Because He lives. Welcome to devotion. I can face tomorrow. Because He lives. All fear is gone. Okay, so the importance of those lyrics, because He lives. I can face tomorrow because He lives. All fear is gone. Yeah, as I said before, welcome to devotion. I have to get it in. It is close to midnight, but that's one thing that is so super critical or crucial, I don't know, is to pause, acknowledge the Holy Spirit, say thank you for everything, for staying with me, for guiding me, for being with me. And a part of me believes that it doesn't want the thank yous. I don't know why, because or the thank yous would just be my lifestyle. That's the biggest thank you. It's not so much what I say, but it's how I live. And growing in a spiritual relationship, that's the biggest thank you. And I appreciate that. So every time I want to verbally say thank you, I feel like the Spirit is like, I'm just doing what I would, just because I love you, like a parent, for a child, it just does it without your asking. It knows what you need. So that is maybe part 2 of this devotion. I'm not exactly sure what part 1. Okay, yeah. Part 2 was, I didn't quite understand the purpose of prayer, because I thought, well, it's already working because things will come or manifest. And I'm like, gosh, you were already working on this, Holy Spirit. I didn't even realize, that I needed this or whatever. And it showed up. So I feel like prayers are, or for me personally, or maybe just my way of sticking with it, right? Because I don't think the Spirit is waiting on me to ask. I know there are scriptures, and I know how I was brought up is to knock and, and ask. But I think the day-to-day walk is kind of like, for me, it's different than me just knocking like, hello, like the door's already, it stays open, in other words. Like, the song, and He walks with me, and He talks with me, and He tells me I am His own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. Okay, yeah. So maybe that is a difference. Then I don't think it's necessarily called a spiritual level, but it's just a relationship. It's like if you were to go outdoors and knock on your neighbor's, door, versus if does that make sense, Spirit? You're already just talking. I don't know. That's not a good. What is it? Okay, wait. Where was I going with that? Like you knocking for something for them to open the door, versus if I don't know if that really made much sense. But if it's already open, I don't know where I was headed with that. But like if it's a close friend, I guess maybe, I don't know. They already know what you need without your asking. Like, okay, they see, okay, you're gonna need soap or a vacuum or whatever, They take note. So they're not waiting on you to just ask them. They already have it, maybe to be gifted to you. So maybe that was where my head was, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, it's a day to day. So I personally believe, since these devotions were assigned to me, over a year ago, that it's just opened the door for me. So prayers might just be a door opener, for maybe us, but it's not like God is waiting. Maybe it's just a way of receiving or of listening, being open, I guess. But I honestly believe that if there is a relationship, a personal relationship, then it's already in the works all the time. Even if there really isn't one, we still see things happen, honestly. But I feel it's better to just have one, every day. So as I was saying, getting it in, even if I am super tired and exhausted, I have to pause because I gave everything else, or my energy to everything else. And why can I have some left over for me, for the Holy Spirit? Like, what kind of sense does that make? And not that, we're not all trying, but it's like I have to make time for what matters the most. The thing the Spirit that will always be there, has always been there. We retire, we get a pension, or we get whatever, we leave, or we get laid off, whatever. But those things aren't forever. It's not as intimate as a spiritual relationship is. Having a spiritual counselor, having the Holy Spirit as a comforter at any moment. And going back to some of my earlier devotions, Spirit, how can you be in all these places at once? How can you be speaking or talking to us, to each individual person, when there's billions of us, right? And so this was 2024 that I started these. I believe around April. Well, I started posting them, rather. What was the answer to that? I believe that devotion, whenever it was posted, the answers, it's blowing in the wind. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. It's blowing in the wind.